Hi, this is Steve Gertis with Trafalgar Square, and I've got Don Barker, recent president of Trafalgar Square HOA, and we're going to go along and look at this wall and give you a better idea of what we're facing, okay? This is a concrete poured in place wall that is now 50 years old. This HOA was started back in 1973. Wall length is a little over, 1,002 feet linear. Wall is approximately 6 feet tall and about 6 inches thick. About every 10 feet there are piers under the wall. You can see over the wall there are 2 sets of Encore transmission lines. A few months ago we had a structural engineer complete a study on this wall, and we will be sending you a copy of his report. Report says he is structurally sound, but has a number of spalled areas that need to be repaired that we're going to be looking at here in a few minutes. We asked the engineer what caused the spalling. He said the soil on the Encore side allowed moisture to enter the wall. Moisture causes the iron rebar in the wall to rust, expand, and exert pressure on the concrete around it. The concrete is like glass, which will not expand but will fracture and pop out large chunks of concrete. We have also had 3 concrete repair companies tell us the same story. We're going to walk along and show the extent of the damage. There's no damage to the end of about the first 100-foot section. We have also completed a second video of the Encore side of the wall, and you will notice that there's no soil against our wall in this first section that we're looking at that would cause damage, and we have no damage. We will walk along the north side of the Encore wall and comment of the damage on that side. Okay, we'll start now. As we walk along, you can see we're in pretty good shape.
Southeast corner on the inside of the wall. This wall was originally 6 feet tall. As you can see, there's still a 6-foot clearance that's approximately my height. You look at the base of the wall, there is no spalling along this wall. Most of the damage here is cosmetic, not structural damage. And that is because when we show you the other side of the wall, in this area, there's still the same 6 foot in height on the outside of the wall, the Encore side of the wall. But as we go further north, we will remain the 6-foot wall on this side, but we will do a comparison to the other side at each stop along the way.
Okay. Right at this point where this silver tape is where the wall starts. On the other side, the dirt starts to increase.
You start noticing the spalling at this point, maybe 100 feet from the southeast corner. The spalling starts because the soil is starting to build up on the other side of the wall.
We're now at the 200-foot mark, and you can see that it's starting to become more pronounced.
There's bulging in this wall at this point where the facade on the poured concrete
is loose.
is starting to get loose and pull away from the concrete. When we go to the other side, the Encore side of the wall, you will notice that the soil is built up on that side of the wall.
Here's a really bad section. As you can see, the rebar has swollen and popped out the concrete veneer. These will all have to be repaired.
You may be able to pick up a hollow sound.
Right, you can tap this wall with a hammer and detect differences in tone. This is the worst part of this wall where it's really popped.
You'll notice that most of the spalling is on the lower half, and then it gradually works its way up the wall in some areas. But most of the spalling begins at the bottom of the wall.
Here's a view of the thickness of the wall, which is about 6 inches. We've just passed the 300-foot mark. You can see we got a lot of damage here. A lot of damage. Looks like you can actually see soil. Walls bowed. Just past the 400-foot mark. You can see still going on. This is a relatively deep one.
And the soil on the encore side of the wall is increasing in depth as we move further north.
The 500-foot mark. Not much damage up in this area.
But it is starting to fracture in these areas.
Yeah.
Spalling.
The 700-foot mark.
Some more on the bottom there, Steve, where it's starting to spall.
Yep. Some here.
Some in this area.
Some right here. There's some.
More over here.
There you go. See, the rust really forced it open.
It's more beginning to fall on this bottom portion.
The 800 marker.
Shoot it from this side and give it a better look, Steve.
Good section here. Now along the bottom, and you'll notice that we have peeling paint, which I would believe is a sign of moisture.
Now this area down in here is just beginning to small.
Yep. Fairly solid walls. You can see the garbage trucks drive along beside it, scrape it around this corner. Okay, and we're coming up. This is the very end of it. And this is 1,000 feet where the blue tape is. So we're 1,002 feet. This concludes a video of this side of the wall. The next video will be the encore side.